who inspired you to do content creation?
In the very beginning, initially,
Yeah.
Dan C. Bearded.
Wow. Yeah. He's a wonderful person
He's a
and
good
he's
dude. Yeah, we
crushing it.
chat pretty much every day. We're really good friends.
Yeah.
I was looking for something a couple of years ago, something to do with my beard, and I came across one of his videos, and then I fell down that rabbit hole of I saw a bunch of other videos, and that's how I got into it. And then again, along the way, I figured out something I like more, so I made the switch, and it's been good.
And now you're here. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Streaming Superstars. Tonight I'm going to be having Ken. We're going to be talking about short form content, how short form content can impact your life. Hey, Ken, how are you doing tonight?
How's it going, Sammy? Great to be here, man. Appreciate you having me on. And that music was outstanding. I like that.
Yeah,
It was
thank you.
good stuff.
So, I'm really excited for the interview tonight because we're talking about short form content. And I want to get better at short form content. So, my first question is, when did you start content creation, your journey?
Started as a content creator in February 2020. I was only on YouTube. It kind of started as I wasn't sure what I was wanting to do. I'd come across some YouTube videos and mostly about beard care. So, like I said in the preview there, Dan C. Bearded kind of got me into the content creation realm. Started, didn't have any goals. I had some beard products and thought it'd be fun to talk about them. So, I started talking about beard products on YouTube. And that's when I started.
That is amazing. And that channel grew to um like
It's
2000.
Yeah, I think right now it's 2160. I think right around there somewhere. I
Wow.
haven't put a video on that channel in about 3 months,
Yeah.
so it's
But that's
pretty
pretty
much.
good. And you used
Yeah.
to do live streams and that got pretty good views.
Yeah, I would do live streams every week with beard company owners, other content creators, things like that. Every kind of the same thing I'm doing now. I was always Monday nights at 7. Sometimes my wife and I would stream together on Wednesday nights, and then there was a stream I was doing on Fridays for a while too. So I'm kind of on my same live stream schedule now that I was on that channel.
Very, very nice. So, did other people come to your channel from that other one, or did some people didn't stick? You know?
Yeah, some people kind of came from, that supported me over there. They follow me over also. Not everybody, because not everybody's interested in what I'm talking about now, as far as creating content. So, um, completely understandable, right? Not everybody wants to hear me talk about how to make thumbnails and how to dance on camera on TikTok. So, but yeah, got some really cool guys, some brothers and sisters that followed over from that channel. So it was cool.
Yeah. So my first real question is, um,
You're at
t-
200, Sammy.
oh great.
Sandy said she got you to 200.
Oh, that's amazing. I was about to put another question up, and then I'm 200. Thank you so much. If I get 1,000, that would be amazing, and I will do behind the streams, and I have some cool ideas. Wouldn't it be cool if there would be a time and place when you're allowed to use like TikTok, but from the computer? You have to request it, but wouldn't that be nice if that was like everyone? And then I could put
Right.
a little GoPro and all that stuff. So,
I'm waiting
yeah.
for that. I don't have it yet.
So, guys, follow Ken on YouTube and TikTok. And do you do Instagram Reels or not really?
Sometimes I'm not
Yeah.
as consistent with that. Instagram's kind of more of my communication hub. I guess I post on Instagram just to keep in touch with people that follow already. My Instagram following is not as big, and that's because of me. I don't use it as consistently as I do TikTok, but um, I do reels sometimes.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get back to the questions. Um, what is one tip that you would give someone that is just starting?
Be authentic. One big difference in TikTok content, especially over Instagram Reels or even YouTube Shorts, is authenticity. A lot of the videos that do the best on TikTok are not as cleaned up and polished and edited as as a reel or a short. Now that doesn't mean those videos don't do well, but it seems like most people, the reason that people love TikTok is the authenticity. It's people picking up their phone, recording on the spot, and letting it go, not heavy editing and stuff like that. So, authenticity, show up and find your niche. I think niching, and I know you know this, Sammy, niching is important on every platform, but I think even on TikTok also, because
Oh, I know.
when you kind of establish yourself in a specific, like, this is what I do, and then people start showing up for that, people on TikTok that follow you, they follow you because that's what they want to see. So I think the niche is like super important.
Niching is really important. And with my last channel that I did for like 4-ish years, I was in a harder niche and I couldn't really grow. So I was stuck at 1,000 subscribers for mostly a couple of years. And then it took me 3 years just to get 100. And then it grew slowly. And then it went fast and then declined. But this channel has been more consistent. And I started it like a year ago. So I feel more comfortable. And
Right.
whenever I do an interview, I can grow even more and expand the new watchers because I feel like whenever I do an interview, I get new subscribers. When I don't, I lose some, or it says like minus something this month because I didn't do an interview. But lately, I've been doing the interviews and I've been testing the format of the interviews. And what I found was the pre recorded does pretty well, but the live has a different feeling, different viewers, more people watch. So I'm
Right.
still testing. But one of the things that I really thought now is niching is really hard and you have to learn that. But I feel like interviews is more of the closest niche that I could be more free, but
Right.
still talk about content creation. Because what if I say, hey, I have a new tip? Because a lot of these people that are following me are content creators and they want to learn so much. So I could talk about the best hard drives for storage for interviews and I would talk about it, or cameras or microphones, and I can be more on the techie side, but also I can bring info for any content creator.
Yeah, I mean, it goes along with the whole community thing, right? There's no content creator, and I'll talk specifically about the content creation space, the YouTube educators, whatever you want to call us. There's no one creator that knows everything, but when we come together and talk, there's things that you know that I don't know, that I know that you don't, that you know everybody. So that's where community is real important because we can all share information with people watching and people that come across the video.
Yeah, communities help a lot of people, and that's how you get connected with people. That's how
Yep.
I met you and Dr. Elo and all these amazing people.
Yep. Same here, man.
So this question is more oriented to like live streaming, but I'm really curious. Is TikTok live growing your page? Is it?
Yeah, I think so. I've only done a few live streams on this TikTok, so this is my second TikTok page that I've had. I didn't live stream on the other one that much, but from what I've seen from other creators and what I've read and what I've experienced on my own, live streaming does now. There's a cool timing to it when it comes to TikTok. Like if you post a video on TikTok and then you start live streaming 15 minutes later, it seems like the average 15 to 20 minutes. That's when you kind of get the best growth as far as that goes. But yeah, to answer that, yeah, live streaming on TikTok is huge, especially if you do it
Yes.
consistently.
Because I saw you live and there was maybe 30 people and then it jumped to 150 people. And I was like, wow, TikTok live can actually grow your audience and all that stuff. And whenever you get now this is just another tip. I just thought of this. Whenever you get another when you get your stream key,
Right.
you could, because I think you have a second Mac, is that correct?
Yeah, I've got I don't have as many Macs as you do,
No,
but yeah, I've got
yeah. But they are much more older and they can't handle like ECamm.
right. Right.
But you could use another machine and use vertical mode and repurpose your YouTube interviews, and you might get like 200 to 300 viewers. That's what I was just thinking about.
Yeah, I mean, also, TikTok has rolled out the 10-minute videos, and I've said that I would not do a 10-minute video, but that curiosity is really starting to get me where I want to post one, obviously with value, and I want to see how it does because
Yeah.
people are talking about it. You don't see them very much. I saw one the other day, I think, for the first time, so I'm kind of curious.
I wanted to test out a 10-minute like short film. That would be funny. Like a highly produced rent a red camera, because you could rent one for a day for like $100 or like 200, and you can make that from the content, because I'm able to make some money from, I did a conference, so I made some money from there, but
Right.
also from buying a coffee. You can say, hey, I'm doing this. That would be so interesting to have like the best quality audio and video on a TikTok that had like a little film. That
Yeah. So
that
what
would
I
be,
did, so I
yeah.
did buy, I think it's actually right here. Have you ever seen this before? I've used it once and it worked out really well. The
Yeah,
iRig
I
2.
have a iRig. I love the iRig.
All right.
Yeah.
I don't know why the camera doesn't want to focus, but that's okay. Um, yeah, so I used that on one stream. It seemed to work out really well. So I did a stream on my phone with that and
Okay.
the pod mic, and it worked really well. So even though I don't have a stream key, I can still at least do that
Yeah,
for audio.
totally. And I saw you had a little overlay. So I think you can use overlays too.
Yeah, that was with a green screen effect. I just made that basically made that in an Instagram story, and then there's a green screen effect you can use that'll basically kind of like ECamm, right, where you build
Yeah,
out your camera overlay. It's basically what it does. It'll lay your camera over the scene that you build.
that's cool. And I was about to say you can make something like that in Canva too. Or even if
Right.
you know Photoshop, that's another option. Um, I was about to say something else that was very interesting that you would like. Oh, yes. You don't need the iRig. You could use the Rodecaster and your phone and nothing else.
Yeah, with I'd have to buy another. I looked into
With
that a little bit. I think
Bluetooth,
there's one more piece of gear I have to buy.
you could use Bluetooth with it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Bluetooth, sure, for sure.
Because I know some content creators, when Clubhouse was relevant, they used that.
I may try that now. I may try that. I
Because then you could have two mics, but you could do your normal streams, and you
I
could,
never think of Bluetooth on this thing. I got a friend of mine that uses his. He does call-ins during his live stream, and
yeah,
so he uses Bluetooth on his Rodecaster for
Rodecaster.
that. I always forget that Bluetooth is there. Thanks for that reminder, man.
And also, like, are you going to like implement anything with like Instagram Live and all that stuff, or no?
I
Because
do some. Yeah, I do some Instagram live sometimes, just kind of hanging out. I have
yeah,
been talking to another creator on TikTok, Chris Burke, and we've talked about doing some Instagram lives also. Kind of the same thing, content creation advice and things like that. So probably I just haven't yet.
yeah, totally. I feel like Instagram is dying out. I don't really use it that much, only sometimes. But more
It's great for
people,
messaging.
yeah, more people are like Facebook actually, YouTube, and TikTok. Those
Yeah,
are the biggest platforms.
yeah, it's great for messaging. The one thing I don't like about TikTok is TikTok messaging. It's
Yeah,
terrible.
it's terrible. TikTok support on the door.
Yeah,
Okay.
I always tell people, I always ask people to send me a message on Instagram if you have a question, because it's going to get buried in the TikTok DMs. But yeah.
Do you think short form content is the future?
I think that short form content is a huge part of the future. Um, do I think it's completely the future? No, I don't think that long form will go anywhere. Um, I think that short form though is making it to where your long form does also have to be done shorter. And I say that because I used to do like 20-minute videos, and sometimes content still requires that depending on what you're trying to teach or what your video is about. But um, I think short form is making attention spans shorter overall, so you have to even more get to the point in your long form also. But I don't think long form is going to go anywhere. Short form has a huge part of that future though, for sure.
Yeah. I feel like short form content is the future, but also long form. And I feel like more people are actually not liking long form, but I realize that, like, if you put like a coming up screen for an interview or something like that, that's gonna help the viewer. Because I did one test a couple weeks ago, only a minute, like 1 minute in, then they skipped, and then I did another one. It was a 15-minute, like a 13-minute pre-recorded interview, and I had that screen like coming up for like 30 seconds, and they watched for 3 minutes. So I think you have to get like engagement and something there to engage the viewer, really. So I really want to say thank you for coming on my show.
Appreciate you having me, man.
Yeah. This was a little shorter because people have to do stuff. I have to get ready for another stream, and I'm gonna be watching you later tonight. Did someone say 420? Yes, someone did. But remember to subscribe to Ken.
Yeah, and I smell tacos, so I mean it's dinner time too.
Yeah, so you have to go. But great show. Remember to subscribe. And I really want to say thank you to everyone that has been watching this interview. I will see you next time, and bye. Thank you.
Thank you.